are here to demand the immediate reopening of our tertiary institutions. As we have been on strike for almost 2 months now, we are just coming back from the compulsory COVID break. On what grounds are they still keeping us at home? Is it that ASUP are not collecting their salary? Is federal government not collecting their allowances? Who is going to pay us for the time wasted? We have come to demand the immediate reopening of our tertiary institutions. Failure to do that, we are not leaving this place. Failure to do that, we are not leaving this place. We tell Malam Adamu to come down and address us now. Whoever is there to come down and address us. Failure to do that, we are not leaving this place. Nobody must be free.
Always fight for our solidarity forever. Always fight for our enough is enough. Stop. Those people that enjoy free education during the whole war. Those people that enjoy free education during the way. Those people that enjoy free education during the
Most of us are at the fact of maybe 28, 29 years. So actually, if this strike continues to go automatically, some of us will not even enjoy the NYS. That's the reality. Some of us have spent 4 or 5 years doing HND. Some have spent 8 years, 9 years doing HND and it is uncalled for. We are calling the federal government to sit down, they are along with ASUP and call off the strike. We are not happy and we are tired of staying at home. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough. Protest Nigerian strike.
They are from different parts of the country. To that effect, who we want to see to address students? Nobody is bigger than anybody in this country. We are all stakeholders, critical stakeholders in this country. The minister should come out and address the students. They are not animals. They are here to demand for their rights. Most of you don't have your students in these public schools. Our parents don't have the resources to send us to private schools. send us to private schools. We are just returning from COVID break. 1 year COVID break. Now ASUP is on strike. We want the head of this agency, the head of this pastor to come out and address us. You cannot look down on us. At least a minister should come and address us. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. These students are becoming restive. These students are agitated. Please, we want the minister to address us, or else we are not leaving this place. And mind you, we still have a whole lot of them coming on their way. If you leave us in this town, then we'll barricade this town. We may end up engaging in civil disobedience. That is gospel. From here we are marching down to the international airport. From here we are going to the airport. We are going to stampede every activity of this country if we are not attended to. So please, I remain my humble self, activist Sunday Asuku, the national president. Yes. And I'm here with students from far and near. Please don't look down on my students. We want the minister to address us. Nothing short, nothing more.
Okay. Message be passed.
Hello. They said they have information for us.
You don't get COVID-19. That's a woman.
None of them be pass anybody for you.
Listen to what they say. Please close that gate back. Please close that gate. Close that gate back, please.
Well, information for you.
Yes.
As we speak, our minister is not in the office. Minister of State is not in the office. Permanent Secretary is not in the office. Okay. They are all out running different assignments. Okay. You get, but we have the technical department that can engage to see what is the issue. Now we need a request from you, possibly written, to know what is really the issue. Because yes, we heard you were coming, but what is the basis for the... Now, if there's information we share with you that maybe has not gotten across to you, we'll do that. Yes. And I'm sure we understand ourselves. So dialogue is still the solution to this issue, and let's see how we deal with it.
Thank you very much, Honorable Director, if I'm right.
Correct. To trash a number of things with your officials.
Thank you very much.
Now, maybe that information has not been passed on to you. If it's not, we'll share with you.
With
now,
if
that
President.
That is why we don't know why. Are you
Let's
here?
you ask now. Let's respond to you. Let's respond.
Sorry, sir. I think it's good.
I'm the Director of Human Resource Management.
Okay.
I have my colleague here, Haji Iliasu, who is the Director, Tertiary Institutions.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. SP, please respond to that before I
also introduce this body to us.
And I want to say, I want to yarn, I want to deposit. Thank you very much. Comrades Dio Ogalemeka Rex is my name, the National President of the Senate of the second largest student movement in Africa, National Association of Nigerian Polytechnic Students, NAPS, a final year student in Delta State Polytechnic, Ogwashuku, where the Senate Secretariat is located. Mr. Director, sorry to disappoint you this time around. When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. We will recall, you same director, sometime last year, during the COVID-19 break, when the federal government took a drastic decision that all institutions should be locked down due to the COVID-19 outbreak, with exercise patients for good 6 to 7 months who will be at home exercising patiently. Unfortunately, fortunately, the same federal government that announced the shutdown of all international flights due to the COVID-19 that was imported also disclosed to the Nigerian students that international flight will took effect from August 25th. That the Senate resolved that if the Polytechnic students are not back on campus, no flight international should be allowed to leave the country or come into the country. We met with the same ministry. You can't cajole the Polytechnic students all the time. That same day, the Ministry of Education gave a silly excuse that the minister was not on seat due to fake meeting. The state minister was not on seat due to fake meeting. It was on Wednesday. We left. The permanent secretary was not even on seat. We left. It was this same board of directors that attended to Nigerian Polytechnic students. Here again today we are. Today is Thursday. I was thinking you will give us excuses that the minister for education, both states, Minister for Education are not on seat due to fake meeting. But today you are here telling us that they are not on seat because they are running around for errands. Let me ask Nigerian Polytechnic students, if not for us, will there be any Minister for State Education? No! Very good. If we can wait patiently for 7 months, 10 months, 11 months, we can wait here until the Minister for State Education or the Minister Adamu is here. Nothing less. None of even permanent secretary is not attending to Nigerian Polytechnic students. Thank you. Take your information back to them that we can remain here. We are with our gas, we are with our mats, we are to sleep here until the leadership of ASUP and the Minister for Education resolve to call off the strike, and they will give us a date. An official announcement will come up here today that the ASUP strike has been called off. Nothing else. We can assist patients at our various homes, at our various campuses, considering the threats in our communities, the insecurity in our communities. We know how many students have lost their life in regard to this strike. We cannot condone it anymore. Our heart strength is far running away. Our lives, due to the 30 years service duration age is counting. Most of us are 29. Most of us are 30 years. We're still in HND1. What are we doing with our lives? If the minister cannot come to attend to us, take it to the bank. We are not living here. I'll show you that most of the students you see here are the ones who came from far. Those from the north central, the northeast, they are on their way coming. We are here for business this time around. No sweet talking. We are not living.
We strike this agreement with you.
Okay.
Once the minister comes in, we'll call you.
We are here.
Any of the ministers.
We are here.
But you have to allow for access.
Hello.
You have to allow. This is not only Ministry of Education. There's police affairs here. You said you are here You say you are not here to be disruptive.
Honorable
Is that not what you said?
Just a minute, Honorable Director, sir.
If that's the
I am by name, I am by name activist Sunday Asuku, the National President, National Association of Polytechnic Students, all the way from Kaduna Polytechnic. Just like the Senate President rightly said, under no circumstance are we going to leave this place without being addressed by either the Minister himself or the Minister of State. I must tell you frankly, emphatically, and categorically that there is no amount of words, no amount of persuasion that will make us leave this place. The only thing you can do is to call them in wherever he is now. By the time the students come here in their full number, you will call them. You will definitely call them. You understand? We have a whole lot of numbers, a whole lot of buses coming. They are still on their way. By the time they arrive this place, you call them out. There is no problem. They are coming. Yes.
Can you allow the director?
Yes.
Please. That is why we are saying that if you have given us a written something,
We did.
Hold on.
We did.
Hold
I
on.
wrote a letter to this effect. This ministry. No. Ma'am, I will not take it. You people are even dividing this association. I don't want to go to that aspect. I wrote repeatedly to this place. I have the report. No. I have the report. So don't tell me that I don't write. You are disrespecting us with that man. With all due respect.
I'm the director tertiary. Whatever you have written will come to me.
Wallahi.
I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting because I've not seen it.
We have written.
Okay, fine.
I said we demanded a courtesy call. We demanded for audience with respect to ASUP strike. You said the matter is already being addressed. You are addressing it. So we are nobody. We are not critical stakeholders. That's why we are here. We want to prove to you that we are critical stakeholders. And why will you ban somebody?
That is why we want to tell you what we have done. What ASUP is asking for. Most of what they are asking for, we have done. They are asking for visitation panel. You all know that visitation panels are ongoing.
They are even on ground.
They've asked for governing council.
You have inaugurated it.
We have inaugurated. They are asking for
arrears.
Very good. I can give
Needs
you
assessments.
I can give you the correspondence which we have made, and we have even informed ASUP.
So you can show the students.
Yes.
Let us see.
This is it. This is it.
President,
This is it. We have sent this to.
Greatest Nigerian student. I'm not taking away.
No problem.
This was dated 21st May.
Yes.
What is today's date? 27th, which means barely a week after this, they have not called up the strike. It means the ASU are not ready to stand them with this.
Hold on. Look at this. This went to Minister of Finance, who is going to work on it.
Okay, to pay them or to work on his money? To pay.
Are you
hearing, Nigerian students? Are you hearing?
Yes,
we are fully hearing. Then, you want to know who to face? Is it the federal government or the ASU?
Then they are asking for, why do we stop the rapid response team? It has because we have had meeting and they have been informed that the next meeting is this June. They were around for the meeting we had last month and we are going to have another one next month in June. And when they are talking of their act, scheme of service and scheme of condition, this had been worked on before by head of service. And you know there are encumbrances. We have taken it back to head of NBT and we are written them to finish correction and take it back to head of service for printing. You understand?
Yes.
So that's almost done. The other one is the needs assessment, which they are asking. We have sent a letter to Mr. President for approval for the sourcing of the money to pay for needs assessment.
Thank you very much, Mommy.
Then with the 4 billion naira for the
the minimum wage arrears, right?
Minimum, yes. Yes, the finance minister is handling that. Most of what they are asking for, we have done it. And I'm sure they are waiting from finance to give them go ahead so that they
Thank you very much. Mommy, hello, great Nigerian students. Greatest Nigerian students. Just for you to know that we have not come to disturb the activities of this country. We are not lawless citizens. We are students and we know what we are doing. You understand, man? Can you give us an exact date when the strike will be called off? One. Secondly, can you put the ASUP president on call now before all the students? You are the director of tertiary institution, tertiary education rather. Can you put the ASUP national president on call now and confirm the same date you will tell us now that we are going back to class? If we can do that, then we now know what next to do. We are telling that this, like all these things you wrote here, some are 19th May, some are 21st May, but now you are telling us that some people are processing the money. How long are they going to process the money? If truly they are processing the money, then ASUP should be reasonable enough to have cut off the strike. They should be in class. Why the agitation will be going on? Why the negotiation will be going on? But now they are saying that once they don't get the money, they are not going back to class. Well, they just think just 4 billion naira. Do you know how much the government spent on COVID? COVID that is not visible. Do you know how much they spent on COVID? Do you know how much they gave ASU? Why is that anything that has to do with Polytechnic? You people are always handling with levity. Look at the issue of the discrepancy between HND and BSc dichotomy that have been dragging. So that is a notable fact for you that whatever that has to do with the Polytechnic, you people always handle with levity. And now we have come to say an emphatic no to it. We want to get that exact date. And it must be by the minister himself. Mommy, you have tried. We have respected you. You have given us your own part. But we are not animals. We have made up our minds. For these people to have come from far and near, let the minister come out and address them appropriately. The minister is not God. The minister is not God. Let Adamu come out and address us.
Not in the country.
State come.
And the minister of state is not on support, like my director said. We said you want to wait. Wait for him to come back. You come and address it. I mean, the man place. This is the acting permanent secretary. Who? This is the acting permanent secretary. He just came in now when I told them we are here.
Acting permanent secretary for state.
No, the main PAMSEC is not. He went on official assignment. So she now, and Mrs. Iliasu.
All of them
are you come back, we'll call him. The permanent secretary.
Where we are launching how to secure school children. If there was adequate information from you to the ministry that should be here this morning.
Okay, thank you very much. You have asked the question.
Did you inform the ministry? Yeah.
We don't need to inform anybody before we come and activate for what belongs to us. We requested for an audience with the ministry, but they declined. They declined. Look at me very well. I am known to this ministry. I've been coming here for I've been here so many times. So for them to have declined our own request, then they're up to something. We want to see. Let the minister know that he has this.
He will come. The minister
of state. Minister of state.
Is that a function?
Minister of greatest Nigerian student. Great. Of the greatest Nigerian student. Great. Unintimidated Nigerian student. Great.
Oh, no problem. You mean once they come, we invite them. No problem. We are here. No problem. Bring out. Don't worry.
not here because of police. We are not here. We cannot be police are we must talk. We must talk. Students, we must talk forever. We must talk. Amen. We must talk. We must talk.
I remember this struggle. When I remember some strike, I put that on away my eyes. Oh, on away
It does not end today. Nothing ends today. Even if I die today, Nigeria will continue. There is nothing that will stop Nigeria. And if that is the basis of our understanding and association, nobody should stop the life of others because of his own benefit. When ASUP resumed this strike, we wrote them. And we said everything that ASUP has requested for, we have agreed every one of them. We do not have one area, one of disagreement. On the 24th of May, we communicated ASUP to the President, Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics. We have given him a catalog step by step of everything that they said we should do, that we have complied with all. The visitation panels are in the schools working as we speak. They asked us for visitation panels, we complied. The governing councils they want instituted, we have instituted and inaugurated all of them. Governing councils have been inaugurated everywhere. The National Board for Technical Education that they wanted a review with has also taken up and done the work. This is item C. The request for additional money to them has gone to the Federal Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Education does not generate revenue. Nigeria has to wait until it sells 1 or 2 barrels of oil and gets the money through to wherever and get to Ministry of Finance. Before you can appropriate it, it has to go to the National Assembly. Ministry of Education does not via money. So because of that, we have written at number 4 straight to the Federal Ministry of Finance. Mr. President himself has authorized their release of their infrastructure and the needs assessment that was done with ASU. The monies ASU has received their these universities have received their own, polytechnics have received their own. There is nothing, not one thing that is an issue with us and ASU. Not one. ASU has nothing. We've written them this letter. It is up to them to decide when they want to reopen schools. Ministry of Education did not close one school, not one. It is a completely misplaced engagement. This has nothing to do with the Ministry of Education. Our job is to supervise how education is run in the country. But that also allows everybody who is a participant, including yourselves, the freedom to express yourselves. What is happening right now is that ASUP is expressing themselves the way they understand. We cannot coerce them. We do not have the power to force ASUP to do anything. we can only continue to appeal to them. And that is what we have done. As at 3 days ago, they received it the next day with their own stamp. So everything you have asked for, sir, my fellow students, is contained here. There is not one controversy between us and ASUP. If ASUP wants to reopen this morning, they will reopen this morning. They don't need us to go any further. Everything we have made it known. If you want a copy, please make photocopy and take, because this is confidential government document, but I will give you a copy. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters. God bless you. There is nothing we are quarreling about at all with. We agree with you 100%.
Right, Honorable Mr. Thank you very much for your disposition. We want to quickly respond to what you have said so far. I present to you the NAPS Senate President from Edio Ogalerex Emeka from Delta State Polytechnic, Ogwashiuku, to reply or to respond to what you have said so far. Thank you very much.
Of the greatest Nigerian students,
Great.
articulate Nigerian students,
Great.
I want to say, I want to yarn, I want to deposit, I want to reply, I want to respond. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, fellow Nigerian students, Honorable Minister for State Education. All protocol fundamentally observed. Dio Ogale Rex is my name, the National President of the Senate of the second largest student movement in Africa, the National Association of Polytechnic Students, NAPS. Honorable Minister, on behalf of the Senate leadership of NAPS, which comprises of all student union government presidents of all federal polytechnics, all state polytechnics and monotechnics nationwide and in diaspora, we wish to respond fundamentally and raise some salient observations in regards to your answers you just given to us. First, we appreciate you for your time and quick response, though the timing was not prompt enough, because Nigerian polytechnic students you see here who were not resident in FCT, like I for one and some other student leaders who you see here, came all the way from the southern part of the country. Honorable Minister, sir, we first register our displeasure. The Ministry of Education wouldn't have been in existence if there is no students studying in any of the tertiary institutions in the country. Each time the Nigerian students come across either our letters or in contact with the ministry, the doors of the ministry, most especially that of the Minister for Education and the Minister for State Education, are shut on us. The Nigerian polytechnic students will not take it henceforth from today. We will always comply by giving audience, because we know whatever protest can solve, dialogue can solve it better. But today, we resisted the board of directors who came to address us, because this same thing was done to us previously, last year, early this year again. Now, in regards to the ASUP strike, Honorable Minister, you said you have attended to all demands from ASUP, but we are very, very sound and clear. We are aware with their request. They requested for 15 agendas. Out of the 15, Honorable Minister, it is only 2 the ministry has attended to. The most one why the ASUP leadership is still on strike is because of the minimum wage area. Since 2019, they have not been given that minimum wage, which is up to 4 billion naira. If the federal government is genuine with our institutions, if the federal government is genuine with the polytechnic sector, I think that minimum wage all sectors have received. All ministry and agency have received theirs. I see no reason why the polytechnic lecturers have not received theirs. The dichotomy we're passing through all this while, not only in a certificate, it is also happening to us physically. Yes. I will tell you, the ASU leadership threatened for strike. It didn't take them 3 weeks or even not up to 2 weeks. The federal government came to their rescue. Even the coronavirus stipend and allowances were given to the university lecturers. But the polytechnic lecturers, each time, they even threatened for a strike. The federal government shut their doors on them and they embarked on the strike. First month, second month. I will tell you, Honorable Minister, not as if you are not aware, you are from Imo State. In federal polytechnic, we've lost a series of students due to the conflict between caretakers and the students. Harassment, palaver. Our students in Federal Polytechnic Oko also, just last 3 weeks ago, we received news of a gruesome murder by a caretaker killing about 2 or 3 students in Federal Polytechnic Oko. Assuming those students have graduated last year, they wouldn't have been dragging harassment with their caretaker, who appealing to the Honorable Minister for State Education. It's not a big deal. You have the contact of the ASUP national president. We will not arguing. Our demand here is still. If we can stay home for 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, I think we can stay here for 7 weeks. Of the greatest Nigerian students. On this note, Honorable Minister, I know, I'm very much aware and abreast that if the Honorable Minister should place the ASUP president on call, he will pick your call ASAP. If he's not around Abuja, I know he's around Abuja, but if he's not around Abuja, talk to him. You said the federal government has attended to all their demands and plea. We want to know, put him on call here, now, and ask him when, since the leadership has met with the federal government, the polytechnic students are here, demanding when are you guys going back on classroom. With that, I'm promising you, the same way we convene here, we will convene back to our various destinations peacefully. Yes. But not until that call. Not until that call, Honorable Minister for State Education, sorry sir, not until that call is made and we confirm a date. What we need is a date. A date. I will tell you, in 17, bus is coming from the southern part of Nigeria, I mean south. All the polytechnics that are mobilizing from south and southeast, Zone B of NAS, will coming here to Abuja. The resources to host them is not a problem. We have our union members who have subscribed to our union dues of 1,000 naira. They have voluntarily, we copied all student union government presidents to mobilize. We'll bring in here our gas, our mats, our pots, and writing materials. Here, we'll cook, we'll turn this ministry to our kitchen, our hostel, and our classes, our classroom, sorry to say. Not until that call is made, and we'll confirm a date. If you're giving us a date that Nigerian polytechnic students are resuming on the 20th of December 2027, we will know you gave us 2027 as a resumption date. But not until that, Honorable Minister, sorry to disappoint you, the Nigerian polytechnic students, none of us, we are not living here until that call is confirmed. Of the greatest Nigerian students.
Yeah. You are on to GTV Africa live from Abuja studio. The students have been doing their own at the gate of Ministry of Education in Abuja here. Some of them are still there, but I have with me in the house the Senate President of the ASU. You know, I'm Gbemiga Olamiko, but the President, I want to find out from him the extent of the agitation and the promises made by the government through the Minister of Education and every other part, every other stakeholders that are involved in the matter. Join me. Welcome the Senate President of the Polytechnics, President Dio.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you in the house.
Thank you very much.
You are on the field there, vibrating seriously, as if
we are quarreling.
But I'm happy you can sit down quietly with me without having much problem with me.
Yes, Nigerian students, we are intellectuals, so we can be cool if we want to be cool. And we can be hot, rascal, if we decide to be rascal. Yes.
But in short, can you just give me the extent at which the agreement ends? Are you still waiting till the government call or the ASU call back students to school? Are you still waiting in front of the gate?
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, we've given our worst, and you know, we don't joke with our worst. Some of our student union leaders and some students are coming from the southern part of the country, southeast precisely. And when we met with the minister, he demanded or he pleaded to show us a copy of agreement between them and the ASUP leadership, stating that not as if the federal government is not attending to the plea of ASUP, and as a matter of fact, they've agreed on, the government have agreed on settling all their demands. But the Ministry of Finance, because the Ministry of Education is not in charge of money, and the major problem why the ASUP leadership are still on strike is because of the 40 because of the 4 billion naira minimum wage arrears he holding them from 2019 till 2021. They've not paid. So the process is still at the Federal Ministry of Finance. So we would not like to jeopardize the lives of our students, because in the 21st century of Aluta, when we protest, we give room for dialogue. So our positions has been made. We assure the federal government that if we can stay home for 7 months, we can stay in the street for 7 good weeks. But some of our stakeholders have appealed that due to the insecurity across the nation, and we should not jeopardize the life of our students, we should give the federal government a benefit of doubt, knowing fully well that tomorrow commences weekend. So we should give them today and a grace of tomorrow. They should meet with the leadership of ASUP, and a resolution should, or an agreement should be taken. But not until that, if the leadership fails to hear an official announcement coming from the ASUP National President, Comrade Adansin, that the strike has been called off, I'm assuring you, the Polytechnic students will be matching our works with action by relocating all our student union government secretariat in collaboration with the national APES body, which is the National Association of Polytechnic Students, to shut down the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja.
Would that not be too much for you to shut down international airports? What is the business of international airports with your agitation?
It is not, because we did it before during the COVID-19 saga, where they said, where the government pronounced the resumption of international flights. We told them they know the Nigerian students who are very serious with our words. That is why we hardly give out or call for a protest, because when we do, not until it's fulfilled, not until Victoria is asserted, the struggle continues. Coming to your question, what does the international airport has to do with the students,
your students
staying back home and the strike? I will tell you, while we are protesting, the Honorable Minister for Education is not in the country.
Okay.
He is currently out of the country. So you ask, which of the airports did he use? He used the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. While we are also attending to the Minister for State, while the Minister for State Education was attending to us, he was also about going to the international airport to catch up a trip. And I'm aware he has left already for Asaba. He took that same international airport. So when the Nigerian students barricade that airport to let them know how pain and aggrieved we are, stampeding them of not leaving their convenient, because we are not in our convenient location as well. So for keeping them stranded in front of the airport, maybe when they come to, or those that are coming back to the country, they don't get access of leaving the airport. Those that are about leaving the country, they don't get access of entering the airport. They will know that the Nigerian students are serious. So with that, they will attend to us quickly.
But I'd like to know, within the period of that 7 years, I mean 7 months, what were you doing?
First, they told us the COVID-19 was, the 7 months was for the COVID-19. So they told us COVID-19 was an international global pandemic. And as students, we were agitating that reopen our schools was the most coordinated place in the society, or in Nigeria as a country, is the institution. Now the cure to pandemic is through research, and you can get research only in an institution. Now they allow marketplaces to sell, they allow churches, mosques to continue their services, but they shut down the academics. So we were negotiating, giving them measures that, okay, even the hand sanitizers and the face masks these marketers, churches are using, offices are using, they are even produced by institutions like the Federal Polytechnic offer, produced the first manpower hand washing machine was produced in University of Benin, Uniben. So we were giving them realistics that the institution can find a solution to pandemic, but the government refused. They said, students are this pair that are exposed to, that will be so exposed to the COVID-19 pandemic. So we were waiting patiently for 7 good months, not until they said international flights will commence duty. So we said this same disease or virus you said was imported to the country. So through the port. So if the ports, if you can open the ports again, shutting us here in Nigeria, and you opening the ports, it means they should import more of the pandemic.
But in all, sorry that I cut you.
Okay.
In all, what can you say is the basis of this strike?
This strike now, the main basis is this: we shouldn't, though the ASUP lecturers, the ASUP leadership, they made a 15 points, but I will, because of time factor, their main cardinal objective of this strike is first, their labor should not be in vain. Their arrears, the minimum wage arrears for 2019 up to date have not been given to them, and other benefits, like who in solidarity with ASUP in this, because they worked for it, they deserve their pay. They worked for it, they've labored for it. All MDAs have received theirs. Even their counterparts in the university, they have received theirs. So why are they neglecting our polytechnic lecturers, subjecting us to this prolonged strike? Secondly, they agitated for the governing councils that members of the academic staff union of the polytechnic should be inculcated into the governing councils. Yes, the federal government has implemented that already. You know,
in brevity, many of those agitations that the poly are asking for, how many?
Just two.
Government
just two.
Attended to.
Just two.
How many remaining?
13.
Out of 15,
out
government
of 15,
attended to
just
two.
to 2.
That means we might likely go back on strike.
Yes, the leadership of ASUP are not even ready to call off their strike. Now we're soliciting that we've spent 7 good months home already. Out of just 1 year, we spent 7 months. We came back, resumption. We spent just 2 months on campus, and now we've been on strike again for another 2 months. And the strike is indefinitely. The government is not ready to listen to them in giving them 15, in attending to their 15 demands. Now, as leadership of the students, we went to our lecturers, we solicited, fine. If the leadership, if we know you are agitating for a better polytechnic sector, a good environment for learning, a conducive environment, but we know your major pain is the labor you've labored already. They should give you your dividends of a laborer. I think
they should pay them.
They should pay them for what they've done. So the ASUP leadership have agreed that out of the 15, 2 has been settled. But the main one, which is their arrears, their minimum wage arrears, if the government can approve that for them today,
they will return.
They will resume classroom for all of us.
Okay. Well, we'll continue to play with the government to look into that, because looking at insecurity in the country and having thousands of them out there is another challenge that governments might find difficult to tackle. But within this period, do we see any of some of us as students? Because I can still be a student tomorrow. Yes. I just want to, I need to align myself with you. Do we see any of us learning one thing or the other, or we are just sitting down waiting?
You know, like you just asked, most of the students have engaged themselves in manual jobs. Most are doing casual jobs, because majority of the students, I will tell you, who you see out there in the polytechnics are the ones sponsoring themselves in the institution. And in like if you should visit our website, you will see students lamenting for like during the lockdown, where schools were on lockdown, they were lamenting. That was why we came to the federal government soliciting that they should come to the aid of the student by giving them some relief items. They should give them the way they gave palliatives to all sectors. They should consider the students. So most of them already, most of the students, I will tell you, if we have hundreds of students, 70 or 80% are working class. They work, some do petty business like making hair, the females fixing nails, some are there selling recharge cards. So they are already they have engaged themselves already while they are in school, because in all polytechnics we have this center for entrepreneurship, EED. So some sign into barbing, some are into makeup. So while they are on strike or while we are on home, they were practicing already.
Well, that's a good news to hear that they are not just sitting down, watching or looking into the system without knowing where to go. Well, my name is Bemiga Olamikon. It is good that you are out there listening to them. Please, I'm pleading from our studio on behalf of GTV Africa, I'm pleading that those that are concerned should please take action, because thousands of them that you have out there is a danger to the system, is a danger to the economy, is a danger to the country as a whole. You've heard about the death of some of them. Those that are supposed to continue their education, some might, one way or the other, find themselves in unexpected marital life and many other things. Well, till we come your way again, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTV Africa, and share to your friends. Tell your friends about us. Till we bring another thing entirely to you next time. I'm Bemiga Olamikon. In the house, you know.
Comrades Dio Ogale Emeka Rex, the National President of the Senate of NAPS.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
brother. Till we see you again.
All right, I appreciate it.
And I hope we'll follow the event and see
how it ends.
How it ends, and how soon you quickly return back to school.
We'll pray by on Monday we should return back to classroom.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you very much.
And the minister, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.